Me and my daughter went to West Lebanon, New Hampshire. She wanted to do some shopping. I said, what the hell? Get the heck out of the house. It's Memorial Day weekend. So I'm on the 145-5625. And then in VFO-B, I had 146.76 Mount Ascutney repeater. And I was listening to JKB1RZA. We were going to try to work on this digital simplex frequency. And I called them a couple times, switched back and forth from the Ascutney repeater to the digital repeater or simplex frequency to see where he was. And after about 4 or 5 calls on digital, I went back to the FM. I had no receive. The bar graph S meter was working like I was receiving something on Mount Ascutney, but no receive. You can see where I pulled the wires down out a little bit further. So I tried to disconnect the power cable, pushed the power button, that didn't work. This is my cheap little lid I printed off to keep the dust bunnies out of the ports and things there. Still lets a little bit airflow through. Had no receive. So I tried to shut it off, turn it back on, shut it off, turn it back on while we're driving. So somewhere up the big hill in Mount Holly before the flats, while I was driving, I pulled over. I didn't want to cause an accident. That little screen right there. Sorry to wiggle the camera. Got the cat pulling on my leashed other hand, channel mascot Leo. And I went back into backup. I rewrote it from the memory card back to the radio. That brought back the receive. What is causing it? Is a separation cable here? It's not pinched. It wasn't unplugged from the radio body. Only thing I can think is maybe in the digital modes, it's getting some RF into it, which is causing it to malfunction, lose receive. Somewhere I got some ferrite snap-on beads from Radio Shack years ago. Had to use them on the separation cable of my 706 Mark II G. If you have any separation kit, any ICOM radio, put some ferrite beads. One is close to the radio, one is close to the radio body as you can. That'll take it off, or otherwise every time you key up, you lose lock and function and tune and all that stuff. So maybe something like that is happening with this. But that's like the 3rd time in a week since I just installed the voice synthesizer module or board F Fox Victor Sierra-2 into the body. Didn't happen before that. And then when I put the voice board in, first time I keyed up on the digital simplex, heard hissing through the repeater, through the speaker as I was talking, which is not a good sign. I called Yaesu. I don't remember the technician's name I got at Yaesu, but he seemed to be in a very grumpy mood. Well, it could be your radio file into the SD card. Could have a corrupt file. You could have this. You could have that. There's no way to rule out it's the tone board. Well, it didn't do it without the tone board. The synthesizer board in there has been making it worse. So is the synthesizer board the problem? Is it that RF cable? What is causing my problem? Lose all receive. Then I have to reboot it from the SD card and everything's good to go. But yeah, you got no receive. You know, so that means I got to keep the SD card in it all the time in case that happens. My Yaesu curse is haunting me.